नमस्कार। कार्यक्रम आरंभ करने से पहले मैं नेवी जी और डॉक्टर से अनुरोध करूंगा कि वो हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि मिस्टर रुद्रवीर घाटी और निदेशक महोदय को मंच पर लेकर
सर हम देखता हूँ ये बताना पड़ेगा वहीं से पता चलेगा ज्वाइन करने
ज्वाइन तो कर रखे थे।
हाँ मैं कैसे बताऊँ उस स्क्रीन ठीक है जब इसे हटाओगे तब दिखेगा ना वो
आज के कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि श्री कमल किशोर जी जो ऑनलाइन ज्वाइन किए हुए हैं उनका आज के कार्यक्रम के विशिष्ट अतिथि श्री रुद्रवीर घाटी जी निदेशक महोदय, हमारे टीम के वरिष्ठ साथीगण जिन्होंने आके इस कार्यक्रम को सुबह बढ़ाई है, मसूद साहब, मैथानी साहब, गुप्ता साहब, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर कमिंग। सभी साथियों, छात्रों एवं प्रोजेक्ट स्टाफ, आप सभी का स्वागत है। जो लोग ऑनलाइन ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं उन सभी का स्वागत है। और जैसा कि हम जानते हैं, किसी भी शुभ कार्य को प्रारंभ करने से पहले दीप प्रज्वलन हमारी सभ्यता और संस्कृति का प्रतीक है। तो हमारे कार्यक्रम के शुभारंभ से पहले मैं सभी मंच पर विराजमान साथियों से अनुरोध करूंगा कि कृपया दीप प्रज्वलन के लिए आए और आकृति और आप सभी का धन्यवाद। साथियों, जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, 11 मई को हर हुई राष्ट्रीय प्रौद्योगिकी दिवस के रूप में मनाते हैं। आप ये भी जानते हैं कि आज का दिन हमारे देश के लिए पर्टिकुलरली विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी के क्षेत्र के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। इस दिन देश में टेक्नोलॉजी क्रांति आई थी। इसी दिन 1998 में पोखरण में सफलतापूर्वक परमाणु परीक्षण किए गए थे। आज इसके पूरे 25 वर्ष हुए हैं। ये भी हमारे लिए हर्ष का विषय है। तीसरा, सिर्फ यही नहीं, उस दिन के साथ हमारी बहुत सारी उपलब्धियां जुड़ी हुई है। जैसे कि DRDO ने उसी दिन त्रिशूल मिसाइल का सफल परीक्षण किया था। हमारे CSR परिवार के लिए भी ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। 1998 को इसी दिन CSIR बेंगलोर में हंसा विमान की टेस्ट फ्लाइट का सफलतापूर्वक प्रदर्शन किया गया था। ये भी हमारे CSR परिवार के लिए बहुत बड़ी सफलता था। इतना ही नहीं, वह दिन था जब 40 CSR प्रयोगशालाओं के तत्कालीन निदेशकों ने टीम CSIR महोदय के साथ बेंगलोर घोषणा पत्र पर हस्ताक्षर किए थे। यह घोषणा पत्र क्या था? India matters to us. It is our engagement that we shall matter to India more. ठीक है। इसका अगर मैं हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करूँ तो भारत हमारे लिए मायने रखता है। हमारा प्रयास है कि हम भारत के लिए और अधिक मायने रखें। तो ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण था और इन्हीं सभी उपलब्धियों से तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री श्री अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी इतने प्रसन्न और प्रभावित हुए कि उन्होंने जो एक मौजूदा नारा था जय जवान जय किसान, उसमें जय विज्ञान को भी जोड़ दिया, तुरंत जोड़ दिया। तो इसीलिए यह दिन बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है, इसलिए हम इस समारोह को आयोजित करते हैं। इन्हीं कुछ शब्दों के साथ कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए इस कार्यक्रम की आयोजन समिति के अध्यक्ष आर्किटेक्ट SK नेगी से अनुरोध करूंगा कि इस कार्यक्रम के बारे में इससे पहले मैं सीवी से अनुरोध करूंगा कि वो इसको किससे हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि का स्वागत करें। हम हमारे मुख्य अतिथि कमल किशोर जी का भी स्वागत करते हैं, जो आपकी स्क्रीन पे आप देख सकते हैं।
नमस्कार।
साथियों, इससे पहले कि नेगी जी औपचारिक रूप से इस प्रोग्राम का उद्घाटन करें, मैं बहुत ही अच्छी न्यूज आप सब लोगों से शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। हमारे साथी डॉक्टर MP सिंह, डायरेक्टर जनरल नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर सीमेंट एंड बिल्डिंग मटेरियल बन के जा रहे हैं। किसी दिन तो पहले हमको ये सूचना प्राप्त हुई है, तो हम आप सब लोगों की, हम सबकी तरफ से, निदेशक महोदय की तरफ से आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बेस्ट विशेस कि आप बहुत अच्छे से अपने DG NCCBM का कार्यकाल करें और CBRI और NCCBM मिलकर कार्य करते हैं। धन्यवाद। नमस्कार। on the line. आप ये कमल किशोर जी, टिकट और afternoon. हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर सुरभीर जी, डायरेक्टर CBRI, प्रोफेसर प्रदीप कुमार जी, मेरे कुलीग अचल मित्तल जी, मेरे कुलीग डॉक्टर मेरादे जी और ऑडियंस में बैठे हुए हमारे तीन या चार हमारे साथी हैं जो CBRI से रिटायर किए गए हैं। डॉक्टर विशाल मसूद जी, KC अंसारी जी, BS गुप्ता जी, SK जैन जी और अनुराग जी भी हैं, हमारे साथी हैं, और निरंतर नहीं चल। तो मैं आप सबका और अपने साथियों का इस सभागृह में स्वागत करता हूं, क्योंकि ये ऐसा मोमेंट है, जैसे अभी हमारे मित्तर साहब ने बताया कि डॉक्टर भी हमारे डायरेक्टर जनरल बने हैं, वो हमारे लिए भी CBRI के लिए भी हम सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं और एक हर्ष का विषय है। तो मैं ऑर्डरली आप लोगों का स्वागत करता हूं। It gives me immense pleasure and honor to welcome you all on the occasion of National Science Day celebration at CSIR Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee, in the Rabindranath Tagore University. As my colleague Dr. Karade already said, we are aware that every day, this day particularly, 11th May, is celebrated as the National Technology Day to remember and express our gratitude and honor to the scientists for their efforts that led to the successful conference in 1998. Today, on this occasion, we have Architect Thomas Kishore, Member Secretary, as the chief guest of this function on online because of this busy schedule, he could not make it physically in CBRI. Now I request everybody to help me welcome our chief guest with loud applause. Shri Gurdeep Gandhi, he is a young and very dynamic entrepreneur, CEO, Java, Build, Care Private Limited, New Delhi. As a guest of honor of this function, I also request everybody to welcome our guest of honor with loud applause. Professor R. Pradeep Kumar, Director, CSIR-CBRI and Director, Indian Institute of Petroleum, Delhi, who has been the main motive and motivator and guide to organize this function, is also with us. I once again request all of you to join me to welcome him. I also welcome all the invited guests, particularly my friends from Himachal Pradesh, 32 engineers, young engineers, and all my retired colleagues, all my staff members of CSIR-CBRI family, children, students, all those who are present here to grace the function. Last but not least, representatives from press and media are heartily welcome to this National Day celebration at CBRI. Needless to mention, as they are always stood with us in showcasing whatever achievements we are doing in their respective media. With this, once again, I welcome you all on this occasion to this CBRI venue at CBRI Auditorium. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद देवी जी। अब मैं हमारे निदेशक महोदय से इनके संभाषण के लिए अनुरोध करूंगा। निदेशक महोदय।
Chief Guest of the Function, the Commissioner of Guest of Honor, the Ravi Gandhi, and Secretaries, my colleague on the dais, and I'm really honored to welcome the retired employees of retired scientists and admin staff of CBRI, on whose shoulders this institute is standing actually. Now they are giving us inspiration to take it much forward. So a warm welcome to all of you on the occasion of the National Technology Day. As you all know, why we are celebrating this day. So we need, like, if they are doing monotonously, sometimes we need to take a pause and remember what have we done in the past. So this day reminds us to remember, though it is like celebrated on the day when India achieved the significance or the mark in terms of nuclear capability. But this day we should remember all those technologies which benefited human being. So any inconvenience which human being is facing, the solution of that also should come from the heart of the human. So everything, whatever you see all around us, it is invented by human beings by following sound scientific principles. Now, what will happen is sometimes we look at short-term benefits, but ignore long-term problems because of the technologies which we invented or maybe we are going to invent. So because of that we are paying huge price, and that is the reason why this year specifically it is mentioned that we have to celebrate it for like on the one word, that is sustainability. So sustainability is very, very important. In the rush to get some short-term glory, we invent something and we start glorifying that. But immediately after a few years, there will be problem. So this circular economy, sustainability, and new waste to well, all these names are coming. New names are coming. Why they are coming? Because some of us have not thought about it in total. So like I urge all the scientists of CSIR-CBRI to think about whatever you are doing. It should take into account all the future problems also. Now, like what problems will come after 5 years if we start implementing this technology? After 10 years, after 20 years, something like that. If we start thinking, then we get holistic picture. So how do we get that? How do we get that kind of answers? So it is better to present our ideas, to present our technologies, and get, say, a critical review of that from our own colleagues, so that we ask them to point out what will be the problem if we implement this technology. So they will definitely point out that ये अच्छा नहीं है, वो अच्छा नहीं है करके. And it is important to show to the people if they don't like us. Definitely they see only those mistakes. So if we like showcase it to them, they point out the problems. So it is better to resolve all those issues and take it forward to the society. So that is very important. So on this day, I would like to just recall what are technologies which CBRI has contributed to people of the country. So some of them are listed here. I would like to just mention those names. High efficiency flavoring products that is being production that is being used in UP, Bihar, Punjab, Haryana, and then nearby states. Another thing is Portland polymer cement using waste fly ash. So it significantly reduces the usage of lime. And then cold twisted steel bars. So to give which are high strength that reduce the consumption of the steel. So this technology was like Nehruji, the then Prime Minister, witnessed that in CBRI. Then other technology which is everyone is using in especially in the loose soil and backward soil, that is underlaid pipe foundation invented in under the roofs of CSIR-CBRI, and vertical shaft line pins. Then pre-stressed concrete railway sleepers. Then precast building components. And then I was told that some of the work which is contained in this SP60 tables are also like by I'm yet to get that proof. So and what I can say is anybody constructing a building in the country, like CBRI has contribution in that building. Also, so all of us should cherish that. And in times to come, because these are challenging times where so many things we have to consider while designing the building, because products which are coming, whether they are good products or they are not good products, all those things we have to take into consideration and serve the nation. So with this, I would like to stop my speech and urge all the scientists and admin staff, technical people, all the groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the groups and admin, that let us put CBRI and the people of the country on the highest pedestal, and we all should serve them by taking the inspiration of people who served this institute for the last 75 years. So thank you very much.
For reading the articles about the technology contribution of CBRI in the country. Thank you. साथियों, वैसे तो हमारे जो मुख्य अतिथि होते हैं परंपराएं में वो आदमी में बोलते हैं, मगर आज हमारे जो मुख्य अतिथि है उन्हें कहीं जाना है, तो उनका संभाषण हम पहले करने जा रहे हैं और उनके जीवन परिचय के लिए मैं डॉक्टर अचल विधान को आमंत्रित करता हूं।
धन्यवाद जी। मुझे बहुत सुखद सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है कि मैं श्री कमल किशोर जी का परिचय आप लोगों से करा हूँ। हालांकि मुझे लगता है कि इससे बेहतर परिचय कराने वाले लोगों की ऑडियंस में उपलब्ध हैं, चाहे वो डॉक्टर कानून हो, चाहे डॉक्टर अजय चौरसिया हो, जो एडीएमए के साथ बहुत सारे कार्य करते हैं। मैं कहूँगा आई विल ट्राई टू डू जस्टिस। श्री कमल किशोर जी is member secretary National Disaster Management Authority. It is the authority most important authority for engineers, and especially CSIR is working very closely on many issues with Shri Kamal Kishore. He is a DR from IIT and he has a master's degree from Asia Institute of Technology, Bangkok. To tell a little more, Kamal Kishore ji has worked on disaster risk reduction and recovery issues for over 22 years at local, national, as well as on global level. Prior to joining NDMA, he worked for UNDP for nearly 13 years in 3 locations: New Delhi, Geneva, and New York. At UNDP headquarters, he led a global advocacy campaign to address the disaster risk reduction concerns in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And as our directors have told today that this year we are looking at sustainability. So he is the apt feedback for this function. And post 2015 development agenda, he also contributed. As program advisor, he also led the development of disaster and climate risk management related elements of UNDP strategic plan 2014 to 17. Previously, as UNDP regional advisor for South and Southwest Asia, he supported more than 10 countries on a range of public policies and institutional development issues, while also advising them on the use of appropriate risk reduction tools and methodologies. Kamal Kishore ji has supported post-disaster recovery through strategic advice, need assessment, program development, and coordination after major disasters in Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, Iran, Myanmar, Pakistan, the Philippines, and Sri Lanka. Prior to UNDP, he served as the Asian Disaster Preparedness Center as Director of Information and Research and Manager of the Extreme Climate Events programs covering Indonesia, the Philippines, and the Vietnam. This was preceded by intensive field experience financial research for development in India, where we work on post-disaster reconstruction and resettlement after two major disasters. We all know the Uttarakhand and the Rakhine earthquake in 1991 and 1993, respectively, allowed him to apply his professional skills as an architect to the disaster recovery programs. With these few words, is he still with us? You are there? Can you tell us? So let us welcome Kamal Kishore with a round of applause. Yes, Kamal Kishore, please. You can address. Is it okay?
Thank you very much for this opportunity to engage with you and have this conversation. I am sorry that this is the second time that I have been in the last few months that I've been invited by CBRI and I'm not able to be present with you in person. I hope I will make up for it very soon and visit you at CBRI and meet all of the scientists led by Professor Pradeep in person and learn more about your work and see how we can benefit from you. I think before I give my address, I want to thank CBRI, the CBRI staff for all the support that you've been providing to us in so many things. You know, after the Joshimat crisis in January, February, I think I was calling your director every hour, you know, not every day. And the kind of support we got in the end, it was not just of high professional quality, but also something which was useful and it was people centric. So I'm very grateful for that. We also got your support in doing the PDNA recently, the post-disaster needs assessment in Joshimat. We've also been working with you in ensuring that we have good advice on the landslide risk mitigation program that we are developing. So I just want to, for this address, this is the Technology Day celebration, National Technology Day celebration. So, of course, I work on disaster risk management, so I am better positioned to talk about this whole area of work from a disaster risk management perspective. But what I wanted to do today was give you 10 commandments or 10 principles that I think we should apply when we advance the technological development or application of technology for the benefit of people of our country. I think, and some of the 10 things that I am going to tell you may not necessarily be very attractive, very catchy, very high visibility, but those are very, very important as well. I think my first point is that, you know, we have to have a better system of capturing all kinds of data in a format which is interoperable, which is, you know, consistent and usable. Just to give you an example, you know, we have had so many earthquakes. We have had 1990 from 91 Uttarkashi earthquake, 1993 Latur earthquake, then we had Jabalpur earthquake, then we had the earthquake in Gujarat. After that, we've had earthquake in Kashmir. So, but if we have to work on technology, for example, building technologies, we need to have good database on how different buildings have failed, how different traditional technologies have performed or not performed. I think if you don't have that, we do not have good fragility curves, we don't have good vulnerability functions. So it is really important that both for technologies that have worked as well as for technologies that have not worked, we systematically collect data on different parameters and maintain it to inform future work. The second, so my first point was in a few words, I would call it, let us invest in data hygiene. The second point I want to say is that this is something we use a lot in, this is an expression which is used a lot in architecture, which is form follows function. It is really important that we think about the needs of the ultimate users and the end product they require. The technology platforms should serve the needs of the people, and it should not be the other way around. A lot of the times you have a technology which is looking for a problem. So it should not be only a supply driven thing, it should be a demand driven thing. There are so many examples of technological solutions that are looking for a problem rather than actually solving problems that are out there. So form follows function is really important. The third is that, it is really important that we have a robust theory that underpins the kind of application we do of different technologies. It is said that a good theory is the most practical thing. It is very easy for us to get swayed by new technology tools, but it is important that all analysis, all new technology is underpinned by a good theory of change. That if we apply this technology, how it will change things on the ground. Analytical work without in-depth understanding of how it actually is going to change things on the ground, particularly in my area of work, disaster risk management, is not really going to yield practical, sustainable, real-world results. So really understanding the theory that underpins the application of technology that we are promoting. My fourth point is that we have to think laterally. Our lives are interconnected. Our problems are also interconnected. It is really important to work across domains and draw inspirations from other domains, look for solutions from other fields. It is really important to go beyond what we are already familiar with. So, and you have so many examples of CBRI's work itself where thinking laterally has yielded results, using, how do you use fly ash for building materials, for example. There are so many areas where CBRI address problems and come up with new technologies. There is also a notion which is called, my fifth point is that we have to think fast and think slow at the same time. It's the name of a very famous book by Daniel Kahneman. It's the title of the book. Sometimes, particularly when you are in the middle of a disaster and we have to come up with quick solutions, it is really important that we come up with solutions based on what we know, recent experience, sometimes even intuition, a really quick, almost visceral or almost intuitive, quick response. But at the same time, sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zone, not be intellectually lazy, and constantly question our assumptions, which is what one would call think slow. We need to discuss the same things that we've known, deliberate and discover new ways. So I think it is really important to work with what we know, but also question what we know, because there has to be a constant process of discovery. So in essence, thinking fast and thinking slow at the same time. My sixth point is, and I wonder how CSIR labs, including CBRI, are addressing that. I think it is really important that we invest in the research ecosystem. You know, it is said that in science, you get what you pay for. So if you do not make investments in basic research infrastructure, if you do not develop an ecosystem of research, then we will always have suboptimal results. So when we come up with programs, you know, when we sort of want to test technologies, there is no point in skimping on the kind of instrumentation we need, the kind of field visits we need to do. So I think it is really important that when we are investing in development and application of new technologies, we take a long view. If you take a long view, then, you know, sometimes it appears to me that we are penny wise and pound foolish. You know, we save a little bit now, but, you know, it's sort of it's not something which serves us well in the future. My seventh point is that it is really important, particularly in the 21st century, that whenever there's a latest fad, latest fashion in technology, we approach it with a sense of healthy skepticism. You know, every few years, some new terms come up, you know, sometimes it's big data, sometimes it's machine learning, artificial intelligence. I'm not saying that we should not work on this, but we should, you know, it is really important that we approach them with a critical mind. Every few years, the technology world is taken by storm by some new fads. By all means, let's take advantage of these new possibilities. But we know from experience that fads are really rarely a replacement for time-tested methods. We should not abandon such methods. My eighth point is that whatever we do in lab has to be tested on the ground, has to be complemented with a ground level understanding. So in summary, my eighth point would be called, there is no substitute to ground level understanding. Wonderful insights provided by technologies need to be informed by ground level understanding. Each place, each community that is at risk of a disaster is different. And there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to actually understanding how things work on the ground. My ninth point is that it is our duty, we are duty bound to communicate the result of our research, the result of our work on technology in an easy language. It is important that the end product of our analysis on technologies is communicated to people, to policymakers, to decision makers, to investors in a way that it is understandable, actionable, and usable. And my final point is that we have to always follow the mantra that we have to supplement, not supplant local capacity. So for example, when you bring in a new construction technology in a particular place, we have to make sure that, you know, we are actually making use of locally available capacity. Do not drive the local masons, local barbenders out of business. You know, we can't do this, you know, particularly in our country. We have to supplement local capacity where it is possible. We should try to reskill local capacities, add value to that, and really make sure that we are not supplanting local capacity, we are supplementing it. It is really important because, you know, we want the impact of new technologies to be multidimensional. It's not just the direct impact in terms of the product you deliver, but it is also about the jobs you create. So I think it is really important that we keep that into mind. So I think these are the 10 reflections I have for you today on the National Technology Day. Again, thank you very much, and compliments to CBRI and CBRI team. And I will see you on your campus before long. Thank you.
Thank you, Community folks, for your suggestions, valuable insight to the disaster mitigation technologies. With the suggestion how which are the technologies which fail and which are the technologies work and why. And for the 10 commandments you have suggested, they are very useful for our scientists. Thank you very much. Thank you for the valuable time. Thank you now.
Thank you very much.
Sir, do you want to say something? Sir? Okay, thanks. अब मैं हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि के जीवन परिचय हेतु मित्तर साहब से पुनः अनुरोध करूंगा। यही साहब मित्तर साहब अच्छा
आजकल तो बहुत इशू है टेक्नोलॉजी तो है और हमारे साथी उनका डीजी एनसीबी के लिए सिलेक्शन हो गया और मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल गई कि मैं दो हस्तियों को आप लोगों से रूबरू करा। तो ये आज के दिन में इशू है इंजीनियर रुद्रबेन घाटी। रुद्रबेन घाटी जी is a gold medalist in BTech Civil Engineering and MSc in Structural Engineering from a very reputed college, that is Imperial College London. And if my memory goes correct, Professor Krishna also had his master's PhD from Imperial College London. He has an MBA from Cardiff University, UK, where he was awarded Sir Julian Horst Prize. So let us clap for him. Honor in his father's illustrious step, CEO of Europe Air Private Limited, New Delhi. Mr. Rudraveer has made significant strides in the field of construction chemicals and beyond construction chemicals, building materials is a very important area for us. So we are thankful to you that you have accepted our invitation to come. In addition, you are a project scientist in IIT Delhi. He is involved with researching innovative waterproofing solutions for use in the real world. The company has benefited greatly from his technical and managerial skills. He is supported by an expert skill team of structural engineers, chemical engineers, concrete technologists, research scientists, management professionals, and certificators. So, with these few words, may I invite Engineer Rudraveer Bhattiji for his address. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. A.K. Dr. Negi, Professor Pradeep Kumar, Dr. Karade, a very warm welcome to all of you, and also the distinguished dignitaries who are of the dais. It's indeed an honor and gives me great pleasure to address you on such a very important day, the Technology Day, and it's also the silver jubilee of the Open testing, and which powered India amongst the top 6 nuclear power countries in the world. What makes it even more special is I am getting an opportunity, being a young entrepreneur, or say let's say being a young technocrat, to deliver this talk in a day in a platform I would say like CBRI, whom I have admired since beginning. I have, after my education in the UK, I realized that there is a huge gap between the industry and the academia in India, because in India there is a lot of focus on institutes focusing on peer-reviewed journals, paper presentations and all. Unfortunately, we don't see a lot of society impact research happening in India amongst the institutes, and I think CBRI is setting the right example by doing impactful research which can have solutions to real life, real industrial problems. And I think on that note, construction chemicals is one such industry which needs to marry very well with CBRI, because I think, as Sir rightly pointed out, sustainability, if you think of sustainability, you can't think beyond construction chemicals right now. On that note, that's the vision statement, to work as the world-class knowledge base for providing solutions to almost all areas of building construction, habitat planning and construction, including building materials, technology, fire engineering and disaster mitigation. And that's not the vision statement of URB. That's the vision statement of CBRI. And I am really honored to see that each and every word which is there in this vision statement of CBRI, they mean it, they own it, and they are already taking actions on all those fronts. Just a big word about us. I won't be making, it's not a commercial organization. I was asked repeatedly by the director to make it purely technology, but we won't be talking about our company here. But it's important to know that what background we are coming from, what background I am coming from. So, Duragrid is a leading construction chemicals brand in India for the last 25 years. It's also our 25th year for that matter. We are operating across a lot of mega projects. I am a second generation entrepreneur. I would say a self-made entrepreneur, because I lost my father, also a founding chairman, when I was studying. And no discussion or no conference for me can start without taking a word of Dr. Dhananjay Bhati, who was one of the legends of the construction chemicals industry, someone who had pioneered and launched technically a lot of the leading construction chemical brands we see right now in the market are, the brainchild of Dr. Lee Hunt. Under his guidance, Dr. Bhati's lab, where a lot of product development and research innovation happened. And that's where Duragrid was also born. As a company, we are across all these segments that we saw these technologies, because it is a technology. So if I want you to introduce to this particular world of construction chemicals, because a lot of your research, I can see the research that you're already working on actually has a construction chemicals interface to it. Okay, we have already talked about it. So what are construction chemicals? So if you see, construction chemicals made of two words, construction and chemicals. Now, this involves the use of chemistry. Now, civil engineers are not very fond of chemistry. That's what I realized on site. But construction chemical is one such field which uses chemistry in the field of construction and civil engineering sector. For the sake of academia, construction chemicals are defined as chemical compounds of formulation which are added inside mainly concrete to improve their workability and durability and overall performance. Now, if you look at this little funny comparison, in our parlance, we call
Like just like human beings depend on pharmacies or medicine whenever they have a problem. Similarly, in our field, construction chemicals actually a pharmacy for the construction industry. So we have the medicines for all the problems that a typical concrete will go through. So in case you have dehydration, we have some products over there like the in our case we have something like admixtures to help with the hydration of the concrete. Then if you look at radical formation or you have cancer, you have medicines in the real world. Similarly, in the case of concrete, there is something called as corrosion. It's not a concrete problem, it's more of a reinforcement problem, but then we have solutions for that as well. So when I say we, I mean construction chemicals industry. If you look at the stage-wise construction of any building, construction chemicals get started to be used from the beginning itself. So the day when you are digging up and laying the PCC from that stage to the final finishing stage when you are doing waterproofing or flow solutions or any outside rendering, all of them involve construction chemicals in some way or the other. Let's talk about admixture technology. A lot of you already know about admixture technology. Let's just quickly revise why we need admixtures. A very quick introduction to this particular technology for those who are still new to this term. Now, we know that concrete is inherently porous, and by porosity we mean anything between 14 to 20% by volume. Concrete is porous, and the reasons being presence of gel pores, capillary pores, intra-layer voids, all of these combine into the total porosity of concrete. So now, if you and why is this porosity coming? One of the main reasons for this porosity is the use of excess amount of water when you design the concrete. So now, when you are able to cut down on that water inside the concrete and able to reduce the water to ratio, with improving the form structure inside the concrete, and that is how an admixture helps you to get workability and better slab properties. In admixture, there are mainly three technologies which are present. Earlier technologies made use of lignosulfonates, mainly lignite, but also mainly knowing it's a waste material. Then there is the next generation of admixtures was mainly SNM based, for example, based. And currently in the market, the latest technology in the field of construction or in the field of admixture is polycarbonate ether, that is PCB. Now, all the generation of admixtures, each one has its own contribution in terms of water reduction. And PC is the best right now in terms of the water reduction, especially because a lot of crushed sand, for natural sand, is being banned because of mining being banned and a lot of places. So PCs are usually having very good compatibility with concrete, and that is why PC admixtures are very common right now. Let us look at the mechanisms of how an SNM or a ligno-based admixture works. So all of us know whenever we are adding water inside cement or in concrete, this water has a tendency to be entrapped in the cement particles. Now, if you are adding SNF or a ligno-based admixture, it works under the principle of electrostatic reversion. So what it does, it introduces negative charges in the cement particles, and that's how you are able to separate out the cement particles and you are able to release that entrapped water. That is what is really working. But in case of a PC-based admixture, it's slightly different. This mechanism is more physical mechanism. It's more of a mechanism where these, heavily cone structures with, large molecular chains, once they're introduced inside that particular cement matrix, they tend to separate out the cement particles, and that is how you get the water release or admixture. That's about admixture technology and what are the knowledge of admixture for all of you know. That would be with India desiring to become a superpower and more infrastructure coming up, you have denser reinforcements and you can't think of world beyond admixture right now. So that is why I feel admixture technology has become extremely important. RMC for that matter, it has almost become mandatory. If you are not earlier, we used to learn that cement, sand, water, force aggregates form your concrete. Now the fifth ingredient, admixture has become mandatory. So you can't think of concrete without admixture. Next is the waterproofing technologies. Now, in waterproofing technologies, we need to understand a lot of us know what is waterproofing, but it is just about it's a formation of a barrier to prevent the passage of water through concrete due to various transport mechanisms. Now,
we know that there are two terms. There's something called porosity, something called permeability. So what we are looking for is our concrete should be impermeable. It may be highly porous, but if the pores are interconnected, that is where the permeability happens, and that is where you allow the water to. So the idea of, again, if you look at the device for this particular slide, there is porosity which is present inside the concrete, and these pores, if it is interconnected, then it causes various problems inside the concrete. Now, what are the reasons for the permeability of concrete? All of us know that these are the main reasons: compaction, tubing, high water ratio, presence of cracks and joints. That is how you are enhancing the permeability inside the concrete. Now, this particular permeability would be the water of the tanks and other deleterious substances like carbon dioxide, fluorides, all of which can come and